So I have a standard 8.5 by 11 artboard here, and the first thing I'm going to do is bring in the heart. So I'm going to open the image as a layer, and I have it ready to go in this folder right here. There it is. And I'm going to enlarge that. Control T, drag it out, make it pretty big. Okay. Looking good. So I have two major things I'm going to do to this heart. One, I'm going to put the Beatles picture in here inside the word love. And the other thing I'm going to do is put the song lyrics going around the outside. I think I'm going to first start off with the Beatles in the words love. So there's, as always, so many ways we could approach this. I am going to cut out the letters first. So in order to cut out the letters of the heart, I need to type them out. So I'm going to go to my text menu here and type out the word love. There it is. It's really small and it's not the right font. And it's not even spelled correctly. Let's get that taken care of. So I'm going to highlight that and try to find a font here that is a little better suited. So in my example, I believe I used the Rave one. Let's see if that's in here. It should have all the fonts that that you would have in your Word. So if you go to type a letter, and use Word, you should be able to find all the fonts there. Again, it's pretty easy to add fonts. I'm not going to review that. You know how to do that from dafont.com if if you want to do that. And they show up at the bottom down here, so you can see these are ones I've added in the past. And maybe I'll just use one of those since I got it handy. Remember that one that I liked a lot that I added before? It was like this thick deco. Let's try that one. That's pretty cool. And then I'll make it really big. It's gonna have to be bigger than that. How about 200 font? What does that look like? Can it go any bigger? 300? I think it's maxed out, whatever this is. I just hit OK. And that's fine, because of course I can stretch that out, which I will do. Remember to totally modify the letters, you're going to have to copy and paste it. So Control C, Control V, and I can just turn off the original or delete it either way. And I'm going to move that guy over here and type Control T and make it quite a bit larger. And that's just pretty much the basics here. It's kind of a funny L, isn't it? And now I'm going to go to the real transformation. And you remember that is under Select Mesh Transform. So I don't need so many of these rows. I'm going to get rid of so many of those and maybe just have the two. And let's see what that does. I want to try to get these letters to occupy as much of the heart as possible. You know, the bigger they are, the more of my picture is going to show through. So, you know, the more Beatles, the more of the Beatles we will see, right? So that's my goal here, is to get more of John and Paul and Ringo and George in view. And I think that's about right. So I'm gonna hit OK. Looking good. So to get the picture behind to show through, which you know I'm gonna do here, I need to cut out these letters from the heart, right? So I'm gonna use my selection. I'm gonna select these letters by just going to select, not, sorry, just go to Magic Wand. Just click on Magic Wand and bump the tolerance up, you know, whatever, 20 or something. And click on them and hold the Shift key down while you're doing it. So now we've got our selection. I don't even need that layer anymore. I can just turn the layer off if I wanted. Doesn't matter. But the layer I want to cut that out of is the heart layer. So I'm on the heart layer now. And I'm just going to hit delete. Delete. All right. Deselect, Control D. So now the heart is has got the word love cut out of it. And anything that I place behind this layer on any layer below will show through. So I can just prove that to you. I'll just draw a, say a box here, a blue box. There it is. And I can move that blue box around and it's behind the heart. Okay? And that's the same thing I'm going to do with the Beatles picture, which I'll bring in right now. File, open, there it is. And I'll put that picture, I guess I can put it here for the meantime and stretch it out, Control T, till it's about the right size. Maybe a little longer, you know. And now I'm going to move it, hit OK, and move it behind the heart. So just drag that behind, and you can see it's pretty good there. Hit Control T, stretch that out a little bit more. That's looking better. Unfortunately, John's got the center of the O and it's covering up his face. He's kind of the star player of the Beatles. I'd like to have a lot of him showing. So I think that'll work. I hit OK. And so far so good. So the next thing I got to do is put the lyrics around the frame. And you know, that's going to be a little bit of trouble. Quite a bit of trouble, actually. So here we go. On a new layer, I'm going to paste those lyrics, okay? So I'm making a new layer. Actually, not a duplicate layer, just a new layer, which is this button right here. And I am going to go to the lyrics. And I have those handy. I have them, let me share this. I have them in Word. So I copy and pasted those off the internet. There they are, just in a Word document. And I'm going to use, I guess, well, as much as I can. So I'm just going to copy, I'm going to be ambitious and copy all that. So Control C. And now I'll go back to Medibang. And now I'm going to go into my type menu here and click on the type menu. And I'm going to type Control V. So there's all the text. And you can see it up on top here. There it is. The color. I used blue in my example. I used the same blue that was on Paul's jacket. It's a nice blue. And if I wanted, I could do that. I just choose pick screen color and just click on Paul's jacket. There it is. That's how you do that. Hit OK. So now it matches nicely. I think that font size is pretty good. I'm going to hit OK. All right. So there is the text, and it's a line. And that's about as good as I'm going to get. So I could make 2 copies of that, and maybe I'll do that. So check this out. I'm going to first go take this one here. I'll move it down lower so we know I'll move it down here. And then I'm going to do Control C, Control V. So the copy is up here, right? And you can see that one is layer 8. And I'll rename that and I'll call that text 1. Okay. And then I'm going to turn off the original. And with text 1, I call it text 1 because I got a feeling I'm going to need more. But we'll see how far we get with that. I'm going to start in the Valley of the Heart and wrap it around. And to do this, I'm going to move the heart over a bit, I guess. It's not going to be easy. There's no good way to do this. I'm going to go to Select Mesh Transform. Let's see what happens. First of all, I'm going to move it roughly here. And I am going to make a lot more columns. Oops, I guess I should have made the columns first. Sorry. Select Mesh Transform. I only want 1 row, but I need a ton of columns. I need like, I don't know, 12 at least. I guess it doesn't allow you to do more. Okay, I'm going to go with 12. And now I'm going to move it over here and start meshing. All right, it's not too bad. Not too bad. I think this is going to work out okay. That other example I did in a program called Adobe Illustrator. And, you know, it's a bit more high-end, as you might imagine. Of course, it's much more expensive. This program is free. Wow, look at this. You really have to drag these down from quite a ways out, but we'll get it. We'll get it. I know whoa. Seems a little peculiar at first, but it's really out there. We'll get this. Wow, it's amazing that it can even do all this crazy maneuvering. I'm just dragging all these points close by, and then we'll stretch them out later. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I know this seems wild, but we'll get it. So I'm really reaching out here because it's a fairly long sentence. You can see how long it is, but it's going to wrap all the way around the one side of the heart. That is my goal. I think I should be able to pull that off. So I bring this in closer. Just get it on the screen. That's kind of my goal right now. Just get all these anchor points on the screen, and then I'll, you know, get them. And this was with 12 lines, uh, 12 columns on the mesh. So it's a lot. That's why there's so many anchor points. That would make it, I guess, 24 anchor points that I'm grabbing here. But we're getting close. I feel like I'm on to something now. I hate it when it moves. It's so easy to move the whole thing around. And you can just keep fine tuning this, you know, you don't have to get it perfect the first time you place these anchor points. Because you can just go back, and I'm going to do that. Go back again and really dial them in. Getting close here. Whoa. Oh no. Oh no. Rotated the whole thing. Ah. And I'll zoom in a little bit here. And sorry to put you guys through this. I know it's a little painful watching me, but we'll get it. Okay, it's starting to look good. Starting to look a lot better.